Hey friends, if life had no meaning to it, what rash or extreme thing might you do because of that? I posed this question to our middle school boys this past week, and some of the answers they came up with were things like they would start driving the car early and drive it through Walmart, start taking whatever they wanted at the Walmart. Some of them said they would rob a bank, and some of them even said they would start wearing hats and hoodies to school, because that's not allowed right now. I know those are pretty extreme examples, but the idea is for them, if life has no meaning, then there's really no morals that they have to adhere to, so they can do whatever they want anytime, and it doesn't really matter. And that's really true if life has no meaning. The phrase, "God is dead," was penned by Friedrich Nietzsche in 1882. And the idea behind that phrase is that it was behind a culture that was starting to believe that the existence is a God who is no longer necessary. And if existence in God is no longer necessary, then the faiths and morals and higher values we have no longer are there. Because of this philosophy, the meaninglessness of life, that has caused a lot of people existential dread or depression or a feeling of loss because they don't know what they're doing with their life. And I think that's been true for the 200 years since then. But in the 21st century, we have this new philosophy based on that, and that's called optimistic nihilism. There's a YouTube video on this labeled optimistic nihilism where it's 16 million views, and it describes this new idea that yes, life is meaningless, but there's a freedom to that. And the freedom of that is because nothing matters in the universe, you get to make up what matters to you yourself. You get to make up your own meaning. You just do whatever makes you the happiest, and that's what matters the most. And if you scroll through the comments of that YouTube video, you will see how uplifting and encouraging people feel by this message. But I think there's a real danger and flaw to the idea that because life has no meaning, we get to do whatever we want. First things first, if you got to do whatever you want and makes you most happy, then you can do any morally reprehensible thing you could do. And if that makes you the most happy, then go for it. That's what the philosophy states. But beyond that, there's a real discouragement and depression that still comes with it. The idea that life is up to you, that is a lot of pressure. And if you don't decide what's right for you and you're still lost because you can't make up your mind, then you can fall into real depression. I think this is true for a lot of youth we see today. A lot of youth have this feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. What is the purpose of my life? Where am I to go? But friends, there is a real and encouraging answer we find in the person of Jesus. In a couple of weeks, we'll be celebrating Easter. And at the end of John chapter 20, we see John's conclusion after the Easter story, which is this, verse 31. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing, you may have life in his name. See, it is through the person of Jesus and by believing in his death and resurrection that we can have true life, a true meaning and purpose to our cause of worshiping God. And so friends, I encourage you, when you don't feel like God is close or you feel aimless in this world of telling you that nothing in life matters, that you would cling to the Easter story. That yes, Jesus really died, he was really resurrected, and because of that, we can be in right relationship with a God who cares for us. So I hope it encourages you this Easter season. I pray that God would be close to you and that he would be with you in the midst of feelings of loss and stress and anxiousness. May God bless you and encourage you.